Hello, YouTubians. How y'all doing? So this is a video response. I have done so many of these that I have probably received and thrown out a restraining order from Lady Gravedancer being like,
you need to get off my YouTube channel.
I just love making video responses.
I need this. I need this more than you do. Wait, what is this video response even to? Good question. I don't even know. Let's just make a video response to nothing. Lies. It's to witches afraid of hell. We're gonna have some fun. I got opinions.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do things.
No. Roll the intro.
You subscribe and like and comment. I'm a crazy witch with a knife. This video is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
No, it's not. Could you imagine though if Coca-Cola was like,
Hey, homie, you want to video? We sponsor you.
I'd be like, give me $1 million advance. I got debt to pay off. Okay, so yesterday I watched this video on Witches Afraid of Hell. Now, I have done a lot of video responses to this fabulous woman. Black salt. What else? Fire oil. These cards might end up overlapping. Whatever. Click the little. See that little white thing? Like the thing in it? Click on it. Videos. Watch them. And I'm sure this won't be the last video response that I do to a person's YouTubians, but you know, it's better than writing a comment. Writing a comment, you don't get to get the tone across. I don't get to be sarcastic and funny and put effects on my voice, because then it just comes across as cunty. And then you get blocked. And then you're like,
Well, you too.
they were having this conversation. Well, there was like a few conversations in there, but one of them was ex-Christians who become witches. And these aren't Christian witches. Although I'm assuming it would still apply. It said something along the lines of how like some of them are afraid of hell, or like the thought of brimstone and fire and drama. And how, you know, you need to do some research into the craft when you're first coming into it, and you need to, you know, really devote yourself to the craft. I've known one other Christian, and I'm not a Christian, but there is a video card around here explaining something about Christianity and witchcraft involving me. So watch it and enjoy it. But they were talking about... Fuck, I watched this video last night. I completely forgot everything.
Hi, I'm Forgetful Mary, or Forgetful Susie. I have Alzheimer's.
I told you in Friday's video that I'm going on 50. So they were talking about how these Christians who become witches have these fears of going to hell, that what they're doing isn't right. You know, their families or their friends or their community is ostracizing them and not accepting them for who they are, and that they should essentially devote themselves to their craft. Now, if I got any of that wrong, don't block me. That's at least what I picked up on the video. Don't block me. And what I have to say to that is, fear is a healthy thing because it leads you to ask questions. In some cases, it leads you to run away from things, but those are probably things you should be running away from. Fear is a healthy thing, and you should. I'm not saying that you should fear going to hell, but you should question things, you know? One of the things that I see in our community, if you will, is a diverse group of people. So you have the new witches, the baby witches, the goo goo gagas, and the lady gagas, and then you've got, you know, the witches who've been doing this for 10 or so years. Hello, how are you doing? And then you have the witches like Tequila and Sunshine Morning Ray and Ember Honey Raven, who've been doing this since the dinosaurs were walking on the earth. I'm not saying that's how old you are, I'm just saying that's how long you've been doing it.
I said don't block me. Don't make me have this conversation again with you. You need to calm down. See what you're doing. You get your nuts off that block button. I'm coming after you with my witchy spells.
Just kidding.
So, in this community, we have, you know, these diverse group of witches, and then you've also got these witches that are, and I say witches, that are like, oh, this is the only way to do it. Read a Scott Cunningham book, read a Raven something book, just read a book, and you need to do everything this way, you need to have your altar set up that way. Those people are stupid. But you have those in the community. And then you have, like, it's just a community full of people. And what I'm trying to get to is that this community is the same as a Christian or a Catholic or a Muslim or a Jewish community in the sense that we are a diverse group of people. Now, when you're switching from one community to the other, the community you're coming from may potentially have some fears associated with that. They might, I know that there was some mentioning of family members fearing for other people in her video, and fear is a normal response to things that you don't understand. When you're a Christian, coming over to witchcraft or Wicca or Celtic or Satanism or baby sacrificial magic, you're gonna have fears because you're leaving what you know behind in a sense, and you're going off on this new path, and this new path is scary because your Bible, your preacher, your people, especially if you live in like Texas or if you live in the Bible Belt area, I mean, you get these people that are like,
Lord Jesus. And anything that's not Lord Jesus, including homosexuals, need to be shot. I'm not moving to the States. I'm staying here in Canada. We ain't got no Trump.
when you're coming from one religion to another, there is going to be fear. Whether it's fear of going to hell, whether it's fear of your family not accepting you, whether it's fear of one community not accepting another community. But fear can lead to questions, and questions are important because questions create dialogue. And what these two communities don't seem to have, at least from what I have seen, is dialogue. Now, I have joined a lot of Facebook groups because how the hell else am I going to get bitches to watch my videos? So, you know, I'm in some Reddits, I'm in some Facebooks, and there seems to be, at least from my perception, a lot of hate towards other religions. Specifically Christianity. And it's just like, why? Why don't we start a dialogue? Why don't we start asking questions? Why are people, you know, afraid of this other community? Why are they afraid of us? You know, fear leads to hate, but it doesn't have to. It can lead to questions, and questions lead to dialogue, and dialogue leads to relationship building, and relationship building leads to relationships between the two communities. Christians who are coming over to witchcraft and are afraid of going to hell and are afraid of hell, and witches in the community who, you know, are afraid of these other religions, and there's all this hate back and forth, and there's all this fear in the air. The question I have for you is that, why is the Wiccan community so accepting of homosexuals. I like me some D. But a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, are not accepting of Christians who want to become witches or Christian witches. I've seen on YouTube a lot of these videos about how you can't be a Christian and a witch, it doesn't work. Or how you can't be a Christian and then come over and be a witch. You know, leaving Christianity behind. But you can accept a homosexual who likes the D. This is Coca-Cola, not a dick. You get my point. You can accept somebody like me, but you have a hard time accepting a Christian who wants to be a witch. And I think that the fear of a Christian leaving their religion and coming over to witchcraft or Wicca or whatever you want to call it, they have enough fear about their community ostracizing them, their family not understanding them, so on and so forth, that they don't need the bigotry and the hate and the fear from the Wiccan community. Now, they did say in the video that, you know, there are plenty of people to reach out to and plenty of people who have gone through this that you can talk to. There are people like me, for instance, who don't have such communities. Like the Facebook groups I'm a part of they're posting charm spells all day and memes and pictures of can't be a witch without coffee. Like, these aren't serious people. So I personally wouldn't reach out to them. But what I have done to re-find my path as a witch, hello Christian video, there was a card here, you'll have to watch that again, was I started watching people like, you know, Lady Gravedancer, Ember Honeyraven, Sunshine Morning Ray, House of Conjure, Hex Arcanum. There's a few other people that I watch that I haven't like subscribed to, but I do watch them regularly, so on and so forth. And these are the people who, through showing their practices and their beliefs and their ways of doing things, they are essentially my community. They are the people that I turned to. Now, I never reached out to these people and asked them questions because these people are, you know, they're the heavy hitters. They're the 10,000 subscribed people who probably get like 1,000 messages a day and are like,
Bitch, I'm only answering like 5 days.
now if you answer all 1,000 messages, that's awesome, great, glad for it. But, you know, you're just, in my opinion, you're just another voice in the wind when you reach out to said people. But a lot of the times, these people will answer your questions in their videos because other people have asked them. So I really suggest, you know, watching YouTube videos. If there are Facebook groups that you have found with good people who don't just post memes all day, then that is amazing. Reach out to them. There are other Christians out there who have come into witchcraft and, you know, they haven't had a hard time coming into it. And you know, they would be able to help you and guide you. I feel like when you're a Christian or a Catholic or a Muslim or a Jew and you're leaving that path and you're coming into witchcraft and you're afraid that, you know, my religion has taught me this and now I'm going basically against my religion to do this. That's almost like coming out of the closet for a gay man living in, say, the Bible Belt. It's like everything I have ever been raised tells me no, and yet I need to do this. Now I understand that some of you Christians who might be watching this, who are thinking of transitioning into, you know, the witchcraft path, might be like, oh well, you know,
Witchcraft is different, homosexuality is evil.
like, you know, you all have your own beliefs, but it's almost the same. It's pretty much the same. It's just like coming out of the closet, except this one's got a broom in it.
I don't know what you've been doing with that broom, but you had to damn well wash it. Handle and all.
And you know, in the beginning, you're gonna have these stumbling blocks. Like, if you are literally coming from Christianity and transitioning to witchcraft, and you're not a Christian witch, in the beginning, you will have these stumbling blocks where you might pray. You might, you know, ask God for help or whatever. And that is not a problem. That is not a bad thing. because you're learning. And you're still exploring, you're still experimenting, and all of that good stuff. God, it is fucking noisy outside, dude. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to wrap up this video, and how I want to wrap up that video is I want to go back to my question. But before we go back to my question, we're going to a Christian, or a Muslim, or a Catholic, or a Jew, or a Hindu, or whatever your religion is. If you're coming from that into witchcraft, like you're leaving it behind, if you will, and you're coming into witchcraft, fear of hell, or the unknown, if you will, fear of being ostracized, fear of people not understanding you, is okay. It is okay. I compared it to coming out of the closet as a gay man when you live in, say, the Bible Belt. You are afraid. Maybe in some of these communities you would be afraid for your life, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you are afraid of people not understanding you, people ostracizing you, people telling you it is wrong. They are going to do the same thing if you are a Christian and you are becoming a witch. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to be like that, but I'm just saying that, you know, and the way to deal with that is to embrace the fears that you have and ask the appropriate questions and do the research. And now, why do I say questions? Because questions lead to dialogue between the two communities. And as I've stated, there seems to be this fear of both communities towards each other, which has led to hate. Now, you don't want your fear to turn into hate. You don't want to go from Christianity and become a witch and instantly start hating Christians. Or you don't want to go from Christianity to a witch and then go back to Christianity and hate witches because, you know, you had a bad experience. And that dialogue will help build relationships between the two communities. Because it's very baffling to me why they can accept a gay man, or a lesbian, or a transvestite, or a hermaphrodite, or a necrophiliac as a witch, but they can't, or they have a very hard time accepting somebody from another religion who's leaving that path, specifically Christianity, and coming into their world. A lot of witches will find it very insulting. They will find it very, like, this is my space and now you're just saying, oh, now I'm a witch, and so on and so forth. And, you know, I've had those experiences and it's not pleasant. So we need to have some fear of the unknown and of, well, quote unquote, hell. And that fear should lead to questions and research. And those questions and research should lead to a dialogue between the two communities. And that dialogue should build a relationship, because if the Wiccan community can accept a gay man or woman or whatever, but they can't accept a Christian who wants to become a witch or a Christian witch, then we got problems. So this is my video response. I know I didn't exactly like cover every single point that they talked about, and I kind of went off onto my own little thing, but that's okay. That's okay, you know, video responses are your own, you make them what you make them. So I hope that this video kind of like gave you some insight and kind of, you know, gave you my perspective on the subject, and I hope that it was informative, and I would love to see your video responses or your comments or your questions. You know, I would love to see your jazz. I get lots of messages on Facebook. I get lots of messages here in the comments sometimes, not really, no, I get a lot of messages on Facebook. I respond to every comment. I respond to every video response. I might make a video response to respond to your video response. I don't really like walls of text, like sending other people walls of text. I'd rather just make a video. But I respond to everything. So please like, comment, video response, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And until next time, my beautiful, beautiful witchy friends, mwah.